How are you doing? Today, the newest version for ZZZ Zero got presented, the 1.6 version that is. I've already heard about Anby before and about Trigger, but other than that, I'm going in completely. For me, it's not really much of a character version. I know a lot of people are very hyped for Anby because she's the first character, so they now get a 5-star version of it, or S rank rather. But it's most likely gonna be where I can finally recover my my poor funds that have been depleted over the course of all the previous versions. Well, in any case, I'm definitely curious of what we get to expect in terms of events or other changes or maybe a story. I don't even know if there's new story for the main story or if it's gonna be a side story till 2.0 or something. We still haven't really progressed on that since the great grand finale they came with Miyabi, and we went into a ton of side stuff with Astra, Yao, and Eve. But in any case, before we get to the actual thing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's check out what the version is all about.
No, I'm gonna be late. Why is this camp so confusing? Huh? Is that the sound of a harmonica I hear? Could this be the place?
Mr. Z, over here.
Hello, proxies. Welcome to the Zenless Zone Zero special program. As you know, I'm
Burger.
one of the hottest and best, one of the best intel brokers in New Eridu, Mr. Z. And joining us today are these two,
Relax, Mr. Z. Your heart's racing.
Huh? How could you tell? So
Walker.
sorry, Miss Trigger. It's just, this is my first time being in the same room with a soldier of the Defense Force. So I'm feeling a little nervous.
That's okay. I can take it from here. Hello, proxies. I'm Trigger from the new Eridu Defense Force. Position, sniper with Oval Squad.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anby from the Cunning Hares. Position, official member.
There's no strict format for the introductions or anything, but...
Soldier Zero. I got some weird stuff going on with Soldier 11. So she's Soldiers.
Anyway, welcome! Now, without further ado, let's get started!
I
Showing
saw my
the
squad
second
mates
part.
buried in the rubble. I'm not sure how I survived. But now, I'll bring this to an end with my own hands. Dying in place of Soldier 11 was my duty.
You are...
It's been a long time. I'm Anby, captain of Silver Squad.
Your friend's beyond saving, Sniper. Silver Company's revival is imminent. No one can stop it.
This isn't right. If they truly wanted to secretly revive this technology, they wouldn't need to go through so much trouble.
We are sisters, in a way. Please, help me. I don't want to lose anything or anyone important to me again. Our very existence is evil, but we don't have to become the mistake they made us to be. Silver Company's legacy ends with me.
The Exaltus are plotting an attack. If they succeed, all of us will...
That's
The
Podcast.
Departed didn't leave us wounded, or with a heavy cross to bear, but with a melody. Let the wind be the opening notes. I've got your back. Leave it to me. As a sniper.
Also, sniper rifle and fights in melee. But, yo, I'm doing fine, how about? But she's a sniper and fights in melee, has melee attacks. I know the game doesn't really allow combat that far, but technically it's still kind of funny.
You have failed in your duty. Fear, suffering, despair.
Enjoy. This is not exactly new, Eridu.
Wait, I saw that was Hugo Vlad. There, what is he doing here? What the heck is he, this vampire dude doing with Obel Squad?
Exactly new, Erudite tech.
Stay alert.
And Lycan is dead.
Sacrifice might wake up soon.
The world was never fair to begin with.
You honestly believe you stand a chance against all of Tops?
If the world's destined to be destroyed.
Oh, baby. Waifu. She's the waifu I wanna pull for. There you go. Also, damn, we get a Lycan and Vlad fight maybe. That sounds kind of. That's one of the meeting I'm the most hyped for in the game. Like they have like lots of backstory of. Also, Vivian is.
If the ending could be rewritten, what would you be willing to give up?
So I take it Vlad and Vivian are probably the villains in this stuff. Just based around this picture. Also, her wholesome red eyes. It's a lot of sleeping, you know.
Welcome back. Now, Miss Trigger, as a powerful military force, what specific roles does the NEDF play in the city's development?
The Defense Force has three main responsibilities: deterring external threats, containing hollows, and expanding into new territory.
That's a nice way to put it, but in reality, they mostly just resort to violence.
That's a little blunt, Miss Amby.
It's all right. She's not wrong. To ensure the safety of the city, there are times when force is the only option. For
Isn't the most stuff Soldier 11 that was executing traders or something in the... So take it Vlad is involved with Thompson somehow because it said during the trade. I think it was Vlad's English way. I don't know what it sounds like.
example, when a hollow grows too unstable for hand to manage, the Defense Force will mobilize a strike team to swiftly suppress it. Armed with heavy weaponry and superior firepower, they'll exterminate any living creature inside the hollow until they successfully suppress the hollow and neutralize its threat.
Sounds kind of brutal. It's hard to imagine you being involved, Miss Trigger. You seem so gentle, especially when you played the harmonica just now.
That tune was very pleasant to the ears. It makes me think of some beautiful memories.
Thanks for the compliment. I've heard a similar comment from a squad mate before.
Does this tune hold a special meaning for you, Miss Trigger?
My former squad leader taught me this melody. It's called Homecoming. It's a piece I know by heart.
Your former squad?
Yes. Before the old capital fell, I was once a member of Crystal Barrel Division's Liar Squad.
Oh, so was it due to a mission with your previous squad that your eyes,
It's okay, Mr. Z. I don't mind talking about it. Indeed, my eyes were corrupted by an ethereal's ether beam during a mission. As a result, I lost most of my eyesight. But new abilities were also awakened because of it. In addition, losing my sight heightened my other senses. I can pick up the faintest sounds, smells, and vibrations.
No wonder she could tell how nervous I was.
I heard that, too.
Well, word also has it that when the Phaeton siblings just started out as proxies, they accepted a mysterious commission, which got them into some serious trouble alongside a blindfolded girl. Was that you, Miss Trigger?
That is indeed the case. My history with the proxy Phaeton goes back further than you might think. For more details, be sure to check out the agent story, Out of Sight.
Regardless of her past, the Trigger in front of us today is part of a new squad now. She remains a reliable and decisive sniper on the battlefield.
That's true. Miss Trigger, anything you can give us on Noble Squad?
Of course. Currently, Obel Squad operates under the military's Obsidian Division. Most of us came together after surviving the fall of the old capital. We share a common goal: to find the true culprit responsible for that catastrophe.
I see. Can you tell us a little more about your squad mates too?
I'm sorry, but I can't disclose any more information on my squad mates for the moment. You'll just have to wait and see. However, I believe everyone is already familiar with one of our members. She did not experience the fall of the old capital, nor is she intending to uncover the truth behind it. And that is the last member to join our squad. Soldier 11.
Speaking of Miss Soldier 11, I have a question I've been dying to ask, and I'm sure every proxy out there has also been wondering about the answer. I gotta ask now. Miss Ambi, why do you and Miss Soldier 11 look so similar?
That's
Cool.
because we're sisters.
What? Wait, you mean you are blood-related sisters?
I think I've seen the theory around that they were cloned or something like that.
Like, same parents and all? Then are you too close?
Well, we're not sisters in the typical sense. It's a long story. Before I joined the Cunning Hares, Soldier 11 and I were part of the Obsidian Division Silver Squad, and I was her squad leader.
Oh, wow. So you were a soldier once, and a commanding officer, no less.
There. Now you know my secret. And do you know what happens in movies when someone knows too much?
Wait, what are you gonna do to me? Please don't joke around like that, Miss Ambi.
Mr. Z, your heart is racing again.
Back on track. Is this silver outfit you're wearing today connected to Silver Squad, Miss Ambi?
Yes. This is my old Silver Squad uniform. Soldier
Actually
11's
wearing
caught up in some trouble and has gone missing. Trigger and I are both worried about her, so we've joined forces on this mission. What started as
It's
a
so
search
old
and
outfit.
rescue ends up revealing a deep conspiracy, one that ties into my past, the secrets of Silver Company, and the history between Soldier 11 and me.
Although Anby is pretty quiet most of the time, I can tell that she really cares about Soldier 11 to put an end to the hidden crisis once and for all. Anby had to embrace her past and put on this uniform again.
Yep. Just like how action movie heroes always get a brand new outfit after their big awakening. Billy loves that trope.
That's certainly an interesting analogy. Whatever the case, it seems that Soldier 11's disappearance is just the beginning of many untold stories. So, if proxies want to find out more, then make sure to play the Agent story,
It's
Echoes
Agent
of
story as
Silver,
well.
to uncover the truth.
I don't think we get any main story.
Miss Ambi, careful with that burger. You're gonna stay in your uniform. There's no way Silver Squad could be sloppy like this when battling enemies, right?
Let the girl eat in peace. That said, it's about time we show the proxies how we fight on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Wearing this uniform again brings back memories of the battlefield.
In that case, let's start with Miss Ambi. Soldier Zero Ambi is an electric attribute attack agent who uses dual swords in combat. Ambi will mark enemies she hits, and her attacks will charge and activate these marks, stacking up to 3 times. After they are activated, press special attack, and Ambi will dash through the enemy with a powerful slash, dealing electric damage while consuming a mark. Each mark consumed will trigger an extra instance of damage. This damage will be counted as aftershock attack damage. With enough energy, hold the special attack button, and Ambi will throw her dual swords, unleashing Sundering Bolt. 3 stacks of marks will be applied to the enemy hit.
As expected of the captain of Silver Squad, no matter how many times I see it, your combat style never fails to impress.
As the former captain of Silver Squad, Soldier Zero Ambi excels at fighting as a unit with her teammates. By locking onto a target, not only does Ambi's own damage
That's
against
full
them
credits.
increase, that target also takes increased crit damage from aftershocks. If there is a stun or support character in the squad, the aftershock damage against this target will further increase.
Lock onto the enemy, wear them down, and when the time is right, deliver the final blow. That's at the core of my combat instincts.
In combat, hold special attack, and Ambi will instantly inflict 3 stacks of activated marks on the enemy. Then, press special attack to unleash Azure Flash, and quickly deal massive electric.
It's probably gonna be one really good with Trigger and Shisa and Ambi, because then you can protect your Ambi. Because I think Ambi is mostly on feeder. So instead of Polkra, you would have Trigger as the best, and then Shisa, because Ambi is gonna be the on-field blade attacker.
Damage. Once you have enough decibels,
And it looks
press
like there's a
ultimate
ton of
tab
dodge
and
opportunity
execute
in-
powerful slashes against enemies in a large area ahead.
I would
Dealing
assume
massive
Ambi
electric damage while once
is
again applying
probably
3
gonna
stacks
be the
of activated marks. Then
strongest
unleash
attacker
another Azure
when she's
Flash
released.
to finish the rotation. In addition, by launching 3 consecutive Azure Flashes,
Ambi will summon an extra lightning bolt to strike enemies.
Your instincts are the reflexes that separate life from death. After fighting alongside you, I finally understood why Soldier 11 tries to follow in your footsteps.
There was a time when I fought to destroy every enemy in my path. But now, I'll use my strength to fight for what really matters.
By the way, that agile figure we just saw is actually Miss Pokora. After leaving Pompey's gang, she joined the Sons of Caledon, and is now working under Caesar.
Hold up, I thought Pulchra was just hired. She wasn't actually part of Pompey's gang. Wasn't it said that she's like a mercenary and she was hired? I think the monkey guy said that. But I don't remember really. So I guess you could say that Burnus gets a kitty. But physical stunner is interesting. I wonder if you could play with Corrin. Corrin still needs a physical character, although it's gonna be the Corrin meta. Corrin, Pulchra, and Lucy. Trust.
Jumping ship to another faction? That's a mercenary for you.
Even among mercenaries, Miss Pokora is a force to be reckoned with. As a physical attribute stun agent, Pokora excels in aftershock attacks, coordinating with her teammates to hunt down enemies. With enough energy, press special attack to have Pokora enter the Hunter's Gate state, increasing her day's dealt. When switching off field while under Hunter's Gate, the state will persist until
Although she has like off-field stuff as well. Like, so that will kind of work similar to the
Pokora switches in again. During this time, if the on-field agent hits an enemy with a special attack or EX special attack, Pokora will target that enemy, and any damage dealt to the target thereafter may trigger follow-up attacks from Pokora. If she doesn't have the...
I think this might actually be like, if you could actually put like, it probably is really good with Caesar, because Caesar kind of goes for stunning, so you have extra stunning coming from off-feed, and then you swap to Corrin. This is how you make Corrin. Or some form of dual stunner for like fast stunning. I could like for... Well, you wouldn't get it active with Lycon and Corrin probably.
Enough energy, or while Pokora isn't on the field, she can also enter Hunter's Gate via an evasive assist.
A truly skilled mercenary is able to swiftly adapt to any situation on the battlefield and work together with their team.
Last but not least, let's talk about Obo Squad's ace sniper, Miss Trigger.
Melee
As an
sniper.
electric stun agent, Miss Trigger works best giving her team supporting firepower from the flanks. Hold basic attack to activate her scope, and Trigger will enter her sniper stance, firing continuous shots ahead and accumulating purge. While in sniper mode, use directional movement to adjust your ambush location and dodge enemy.
To be honest, I think a ponytail is pretty cool. Like the way it's moving around when she does the... It's pretty cool.
Attacks. Upon releasing the basic attack button, Trigger will retract to her setup and launch a final move, triggering a quick assist for a teammate to enter the field. After all, it's at the back where Trigger, with sufficient purge, truly excels.
So quick assist on a stunner. That's an interesting... Quick assist was a support privilege so far, so Trigger's the only stunner that has a quick assist.
When on-field squad mates basic attacks, special attacks, quick assists, and other skills hit enemies, Trigger will consume a certain amount of purge to snipe the enemy with an aftershock attack. If the main attack is an...
But it's all this aftershock stuff. Like, Pulchra is literally just a 4-star Trigger in that they both basic. I mean, I don't plan on pulling, but I might build Pulchra if I get one. If I have any sort of team where she's... Like, 4-star characters are kind of a bit hard to judge because they or at least I cannot really make a full judgment call whether Pulchra is gonna be insanely good or... but she's gonna be the first. But the thing is also with 4-stars that most 4-stars are kind of not even that good. Not just that there's not many. Because if we look at 4-star DPS are obviously performing way worse than 5-star DPS. If anything, we have 4-star supports that are there, but they're only still kind of there because the 5-star supports aren't really in that big of a number yet. 4-star stunners are all kind of below. Even newer 4-stars didn't really, like even Zeph did not really have a fixed he doesn't really have a fixed position in the current meta. So it's kind of gonna be either she's gonna be dog shit or she's gonna be insane, I feel like. But it means off feed, so that means you play your attacker more on feed, which is a bit harder to judge of sorts. Which character? Obviously, Anbi has buffing for that sort of off feed attack type. So Anbi would technically be the strongest to use with Pulchra. Like I think the most sort of let's say the Anbi team that would come with that sort of implication would be Anbi, Pulchra, and Shiza. Because Shiza is kind of the thing for all the on-field attacker. And then at some point you get a stun and then you just use... I don't know, I don't really know what sort of element was Trigger. Did they say that? What sort of element was... Was Trigger physical as well?
EX special attack, ultimate.
Electric, huh? That makes Trigger harder to synergize with Shiza because Shiza has the old stuff of same faction and element. But then again, there's also Astra Yawas. I don't know if there's a synergy with Astra Yawa. But Pulchra enabling Shiza could be a kind of a... But then again, I don't know what Trigger has as criteria and if you even need to have Shiza's thing enabled. But I think that's a damage increase. But it's hard to really say what's the full team.
Or other similarly powerful move, Trigger will also provide stronger supporting firepower. Apart from dealing a significant amount of days, her supporting attack will also have a relatively high interrupt level. Of course, it also consumes more perks. Also note that when Trigger's aftershocks hit enemies, they'll reveal enemy weaknesses, allowing the squads to deal increased damage.
With the help of my enhanced senses, my bullets can always hit the enemy's weak.
So that's basically the main thing again. That means Trigger with her off-feed nature has more synergy also with anomaly characters. Because anomaly characters, you always play them on feed and then you have her as a sort of support and eventually... I think it's more universal than... I don't think that type of character that's so much off feed. It needs a character that goes on feed. Trigger needs a character that goes on feed, it seems like. Like your main DPS needs to be an attacker that wants to be on feed. Like Harumasa doesn't have the on feed time for that. Shurian does not have it by far. Shurian has, I think, the least amount of on feed time of. It could work with Alan even still, but I don't know what other teammates you would play around with the whole thing. I feel like the team building restrictions might screw with you, but I think you could technically, if there wasn't restrictions on team building with like factions and whatnot, you could probably put it in with any sort of character that they can play on field. With Anbi, I'm kind of unsure. Actually, I think Pulchra and Shiza might be one of the super insane teams because I'm not sure if Trigger can. Wait, never mind. Shiza never mind. Shiza would still be active. Never mind. Shiza has like a character that can parry as a requirement. It's not actually faction or physical anymore. Shiza is not that old, so I'm gonna make the easy call probably that the best team is gonna be Unbeat Trigger Shiza, because Shiza has always been insane for teams of attackers that want to be played on field all the time, because you have the shield on Unbeat all the time, and then you have like stagger protection and whatnot, and you just keep on bonking, and then Trigger keeps the off field stuff and you have the off field buff. That's gonna be the team for sure. I didn't do any math, but that's kind of just based on expectation and whatnot, that it's gotta be Caesar. So I think you're not really wanting the Astra Yao swapping all the time with Trigger.
Yup, that's not all. With her EX special attack, not only can Miss Trigger deal massive electric damage to enemies, she can also enter coordinated support. During coordinated support, when any attack from a squad mate hits an enemy, it will trigger an aftershock attack from Trigger without consuming any hurt. Upon reaching the maximum duration or activation count, Trigger exits coordinated support. With enough decibels, press your ultimate and Trigger will release a charged shot against the enemies in a large area ahead, dealing massive electric damage and entering coordinated support.
Having Trigger covering my 6.
And to be honest, I think Trigger's actually not that good for Soldier 11 because the fire set requires you to have the burn on there. Funnily enough. Like if you get the normally disorder, the burn is good, and then suddenly you're not getting the free crit rate.
Makes me feel at ease.
Next, let's take a look at Miss Trigger's skills in combat. Hold the basic attack button and Miss Trigger enters sniper mode and unleashes her finishing move before bringing a squad mate in with quick assist. Miss Trigger flanks the enemy and exposes their weaknesses, working with her team to launch an offensive. Unleashing her ultimate, Miss Trigger enters coordinated support, providing high-frequency fire support for her squad. She rapidly stuns enemies, creating space for her teammates.
I always give it my all, be it when I'm covering my squad or fighting alone.
I'm glad that Soldier 11 has a reliable teammate like you. I finished my burger, Mr. Z. We should do the big reveal.
Right.
She had like
now
5
let's
burgers
take a look
already.
At the long-awaited signal search details. In the first half of 1.6, proxies can obtain limited S-rank agent Soldier Zero Ambi and S-rank W engine Severed Innocence through the exclusive channel Electric Reflection and W engine channel Dissonant Sonata. The corresponding channels will also have boosted rates for the new A-rank agent Pulchra and A-rank W engine Box.
And then they give you the Pulchra there, so you don't look at, because I feel like Unbi needs the off-feed stunner. Like Unbi needs either Pulchra or Trigger. So they made Pulchra that way because otherwise Unbi would kind of be unplayable probably. I would assume if you only have Unbi without any of these off-feed characters that she's buffing, she would be kind of really bad probably. Like you need Pulchra or Trigger, or else your Unbi will be in such a bad spot probably. Because she buffs like that off-feed type damage in general.
Cutter.
I'll be fighting alongside you all with my new look, Proxies.
Then, in the second half, the spotlight will go to Miss Trigger. Proxies can obtain limited S-rank agent Trigger and S-rank W engine Spectral Gaze through the exclusive channel Sights of
Vivian, where?
and W engine channel Dazzling Chorus.
Leave the range support to me.
In addition, previous limited agents and W engines will also rerun in 1.6.
Burn is
in
coming
the first
back.
half, Proxies can obtain S-rank agent Bernice and W engine Flamemaker
It's a weird timing for the
Shaker
bonus.
from their channels. In the second half, it will be S-rank agent Zhuyuan and W engine Riot.
Imagine pulling for Shuyan at this point. Yeah, like,
Mark 6.
Yeah, that's right.
We also have new check-in events for 1.6, where proxies can obtain a total of 10 encrypted master tapes and 10 boopons. Don't forget to claim them. Also, proxies can obtain new avatars in version 1.6. Take a
I think the Pulchra one looks the best of those three.
look. After the update, proxies can unlock Trigger and Pulchra's trust and invite them to hang out after meeting the requirements.
When I'm off duty, I'm more than happy to spend time with you, Proxy.
Soldier Zero Ambi, on the other hand, has no individual trust events. After all, Soldier Zero Ambi might be the Ambi of the past, but she's still Ambi.
Yep.
Wait, so this is basically just still the same. You're not getting more events because it's basic. Is it a flashback story then, or what?
Or Soldier Zero Ambi will share trust with Ambi, and rewards will be unlocked for them in sync. In addition, Soldier 11's 4.
So you get instant value if you have the Ambi already unlocked. You get instantly 60 polychromes or something. Actually, I think it's like 90 or so. Value. You only have to spend like 28k polychromes to get 90 back. Now that's value.
Trust level will be available this version. Next, let's take a look at the new dynamic wallpapers you can unlock.
So Soldier 11 finally gets a wallpaper.
We certainly got a lot of info today. I should be able to make a fortune with this intel.
Mr. Z.
Nothing. You two must have other things you have to attend to, and I'll need to head back to organize all this information I've received today. Here's a small token of appreciation for you two and all our proxies.
Oh? Is it finally redemption code time?
Is it enough to buy me some burgers?
Don't worry, it's more than enough.
How much polychromes does a burger cost?
Hi there, proxies. Welcome back to the Zenless Zone Zero version 1.6 special program. Lady Meow, it's time to wake up. You won't believe the military secrets I've managed to snag this time. I'll surely make a killing.
You'll make what? Oh, did someone name a price? Did the auction start already?
Huh? What auction?
Oh, you haven't heard? There's a major auction coming up, and all the most elite members of New Eridu will be in attendance.
Wait, auction?
People from all different factions are gearing up for...
To be honest, the first thing I think of when auction is Hunter x Hunter's auction. Is Vlad gonna pull off a phantom troop there?
Is there something extraordinary up for grabs or what?
Absolutely. Get this. Rumor has it, one of the items is linked to secrets behind the sacrifice. Specifically, the sacrifice that proxies took down at the construction site.
So who is this guy? He looks like... Also... I suppose
Sounds suspicious.
Definitely nothing suspicious would happen. Wait, there's actually even more going on in this picture than that. Even, I guess obviously this mysterious character that I have no clue who it is. And this mysterious wolf guy in the background that I've never... Well, actually with that one we don't even have to pretend. That's just Lycon in the back. But they had they teased it in the trailer that Vlad is gonna fight Lycon. That's gonna be the big fight or something. They gotta better make a good fight out of that one of their reunion. Who cares about Anbi? I wanna see Vlad meet Lycon.
Of version 1.6, proxies will be commissioned to participate in the auction and secure that suspicious item.
Our proxies do have plenty of experience with hollow commissions, but bidding in a high society auction? Is that...
Yeah, now it's definitely... I mean, it literally... Like, to be honest, in this artwork, it's sometimes hard to... like, I know they have this artwork all the time, but it took me ages to realize that this is wise in some of the previous art. Because the characters look so vastly different in that style. Although in this one it's pretty easy, and I'm kind of covering Lycon below my camera. They're Lycon. We have Lycon, Vlad, and of course our character. What is he gonna yoink this time?
Really feasible? After all, even just paying electricity bills for the video store can be a stretch.
It'll be fine. The person behind this commission is quite powerful. He is none other than the true benefactor of Victoria Housekeeping, the mayor of New Eridu. So, finances should be the least of our proxies' concerns.
Wait, is this the mayor? This guy looks important, so is this guy the mayor?
Wow, that's a serious backer. This could be a real turning point for proxies.
On top of that, with the mayor's help, proxies will regain some of their original powers. This is all part of this new story.
Sounds like we've got this auction in the bag.
Not necessarily. As I mentioned before, it's going to be a battleground for different factions. Apart from our proxies and their employer, some famed families from Tops, and even New Eridu's most infamous Phantom Thief Syndicate, Mockingbird, will all be in attendance.
Wait, Mockingbird? I've heard of them. They keep the city's elites on their toes. Though they're a gang of thieves, they have their own set of values with which they operate by.
Exactly. So in this chaotic mix, friend or foe no longer matters, as allegiances can shift in an instant. Alongside some familiar faces, there are some newcomers you may want to check out, such as the collector who's giving proxies an auction invite, Hugo.
Oh, I've heard gossip that this charming blonde has a complicated past with Mr. Lycon from Victoria Housekeeping. They did some real crazy stuff together before, but then, for some reason, they split up and are...
Yeah. They have this mysterious collector again. So we get more of their story now. It's gonna be the main part, I guess, their sort of relationship. To be honest, Unbeef kind of feels more like filler stuff compared to the...
Now enemies.
Apart from Hugo, proxies will also encounter a mysterious young lady at the auction, Miss Vivian. She's regal and elegant, but talks in riddles. So enigmatic.
So, are they friends?
Waifu.
Or foe?
What are Hugo and Vivian really after? Why would they approach the proxies? All these questions will be answered in the main story of version 1.6.
I'm so curious how the auction will turn out. But right now, let's take a look at other updates for version 1.6. First is Hollow Zero. The crisis brought by Geppetto is yet to be resolved when chaos erupts in the Lost Void again. With Ray's new discoveries, the Dancing on Strings series of investigations begin to open up. After the update, proxies can choose between the boss's Sacrifice and Geppetto when challenging the final battle of Battlefront Purge.
To be honest, the fact that there was only Sacrifice in there was always kind of bad in this mode. And you know what's kind of why I say that Sacrifice as the only final boss was kind of stupid? Because you know they had like special powers for 4 characters to promote playing the characters. They had the power for Miyabi, for Yanagi, for Ellen, because they were on the banners, and they added 1 4-star with Billy on it. But the silly thing with adding Billy on it is you always ended up fighting Sacrifice in the end. So Billy was always fighting into Resistance. So no matter what they did with Billy, he would always suck at the final fight because you have the massive Resistance on Bringer. I don't know if they changed what the special power stuff, because I kind of like actually the Getsuga Tensho ability that Alan gets. That's actually kind of a cool one. They should put that in the base kit. But maybe they add something for more abilities, but they tend to when it comes to Hollow Zero, they tend to remove stuff rather than just add more. I hope they're not deleting the older powers and just add some more new powers or something, because there's no new power for Eve added or for Astra Yao.
As one of the most terrifying symbiotic ethereals, Geppetto's attacks are agile and unpredictable. The beast that once controlled other ethereals has become a puppet, dancing on the strings of the hollow.
I mean, the name is literally technically a puppet master. It's the master that made Pinocchio.
Can focus their fire to impair Geppetto by destroying its hands or tail.
I mean, we don't need to know what the boss itself. Like, no need for that. We just fight it.
Even more challenging difficulty 6 of Battlefront Purge is also coming in the new version, alongside all new modifiers for proxies to try. There.
To be honest, I never did any higher difficulties in this whole thing. And I only grind the weekly and never bothered with grinding out any higher difficulties. I could probably do it. I mean, you get like all the power-ups. I think I have like almost all unlocked at this point. I just do the bare minimum in this mode. It's kind of, yeah, I just do it. You get standard pulls. I always play Alan. It's just too easy to get like all the you get all the bonus buffs, and it makes it so easy. Alan, Lycan, Lighter. Alan gets the Getsuga Tensho.
Proxies will also face an even stronger Geppetto in the final battle. Of course, new investigation strategies will also be available in the new update to help Proxies succeed.
Furthermore, the Hollow Zero investigation team has...
To be honest, with these thingies, like I know there's like HP draining powers, but I've never even touched those HP draining powers. I only pick like the ones with stun. If it's stunned faster than Alan does damage, easy done.
Added new exclusive gear for Evelyn, Astriel, Jane, and Car. Some of this gear can even...
Wait, Evelyn, Astriel, and Jane gets a bonus? What was the last thing I did?
The investigation team has added new exclusive gear for Evelyn, Astriel, Jane, and Car. Some of this...
Or he said Corin. I only heard him say like car. What cars got added? When did cars become a playable? It's gonna be because you get so much stuff out of it, because you can play Astra Yao and Jane in the same team. You get two characters that spam like special stuff, because Astra Yao is probably still gonna be off-feeder. Like she's spamming some bullshit broken ability. Corin is the perfect being. The ultimate Mado. But randomly putting on... There's not even a Jane rerun. But my Jane is gonna be so OP. And I guess I can actually clear this mode probably with Jane and OP powers easily.
gear can even alter agent skills, such as after Yao's new range.
What is it? Hyper beam. We gotta go. Astra Yao is now on feeder. What in the Dragon Ball is this attack? Which Dragon Ball beam cannon is this?
Her agent skills, such as Aster Yao's new ranged attack and Corrin's
Corrin just rides on his saw around.
Charge attack.
In the new version, a new gameplay mode will also be added for Hollow Zero Shadow Operation. Multiple stages will be available there, each with their own special effects. For example, chaotic maps, maximum health limits, increased combat power with more gear coins, etc. I hear there's even a stage where a mysterious and powerful enemy has issued a challenge. These unique stages should bring proxies an interesting experience.
There's also the event Hollow Zero Shattered Edge, where proxies can head to Perpetrator Battle and try out all new stages for Evelyn, Aster Yao, Jane, and Corrin.
Is it time to finally build Corrin? But Jane makes this. If anything, they're a bit late for adding Eve to the mix on that. But I guess they probably, and I would go with 1.7 will probably add something for Ambi and Trigger and Ambi, Trigger, Pulchra, and Burnus. Maybe. Oh no, it cannot be Burnus because, and probably whoever gets a rerun after that or something. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of secretly announcing that the next version is a Jane rerun or something. Because they put her on this mode or something. Am I cooking too much? Harumasa got ignored completely, I guess. If anything, the Yanagi was kind of strange, because Yanagi was already like 20 million years ago for a rerun. Or for her run. If anything, nobody ever needed the Billy one. Although with physical characters now being let into, I would assume Geppetto probably is the boss you gotta beat, because Bringer obviously sucks ass with any physical character.
Together with more of your companions to shatter those ominous blades and earn limited time rewards.
Apart from what was just mentioned, many new areas, new events, and a map refresh function, even some urgent events, are all waiting for proxies to discover.
Next, let's talk about Soldier Zero Ambi and Trigger's upcoming stories in version 1.6. Their stories will be available via the themed event TV Schedule. Please note, during Trigger's limited time TV Schedule event, there will be a new shooting range gameplay mode.
In the shooting range, Trigger is, as ever, a reliable sniper.
I get some shooting. That looks like if you don't play a mouse and keyboard, you're gonna have a bad time. Not gonna NGL. It's like mouse and keyboard master race. Or should I say the mouse is definitely... With a controller I wouldn't hit shit in this or something. But it's pretty like the whole Soldier Zero stuff and the Trigger stuff is kind of completely story unrelated in hindsight. Like they're basically coming almost out of nowhere. Like they have their story quest, but other than that, technically it doesn't actually really affect the rest of the story plot. For all that matters, they technically could have released Vlad and Vivian because they're actually main story relevant. Or should I say that because the auction is the main story. Like literally all the 5 stars are actually completely unrelated to the main story, if you think about it.
Sniper, able to switch between scoping and non-scoping modes. In
and a machine gun
mode, proxies can switch between single shot and rapid fire. In scoping mode, Trigger's ability to sense ether fluctuations will take a more visible form, and shots will consume more bullets. At the same time, bullets will pierce, becoming far more deadly.
That's right. Different monster targets will appear in the range, and the more you hit, the higher you score. There will also be special targets, such as hostage targets that will lose you points when hit, blast crawlers that explode, and more. Don't forget to reload when shooting. It's not going to be easy to get a high score in this training made for an ace sniper.
Apart from the different stages, each...
I shouldn't be pro. I played Sniper Elite before. Some basic, I have like all the experience needed for this.
Stage will intermittently enter a focus fire period, where a whole bunch of golden bamboo targets will pop up.
Why they're not shooting at the bangbus, but only at the bottom part?
Taking out the trash.
In new era.
Do you know? See that they didn't actually aim a single time at the golden bamboo itself, but rather at the bottom of the.
There's plenty of things that need our proxies to help out with. Tully, a bamboo working at the HIA has come out of VR testing with what seems to be an altered mental state, yelling about defeating bad guys and saving the world.
I know about that. It's a data malfunction that's plunged that bamboo into a waking dream. Only when their wish inside the dream has been fulfilled can they return to reality.
Well, proxies will definitely be able to help with anything bamboo related. Participate in the March on Tiny Titan version event and enter Tully's dream to fulfill his wish for battle. Combat in this stream will be top-down, and Tully will no longer simply be an assistant to agents, but the main fighting force, reigning...
Top-down? We're getting a different angle. So they're bringing... they're promoting Jane. Also, that's a resistant guy. Damn. Physical resistance.
Fire down on enemies as a drone.
By completing battles in the dream, you can unlock more dream equipment for Tully, providing it with more powerful firearms. Different equipment will offer different kinds of firepower and battle effects. In addition, after each round of battle, proxies can selectively modify and upgrade equipment at the modification workshop to power up Tully even further. As you fight more battles, your battle level will increase. Unlock.
Am I overcooking? I'm going obviously with no knowledge, but and obviously Jane has had no rerun, but they're showing Jane so much during the stuff that makes me feel like they kind of wanna put her back in the memory of sorts, and then they're gonna wanna do a rerun in the next expansion. I for some reason I have a feeling we're gonna get a Jane rerun expansion. It might not be that big of a guess because it's been a while that she's been out, and Jane and Caesar are kind of the longest. Jane is the longest waiting character since Shuyang getting one, and Caesar is, I think, when it's waiting a long time as well. So those two would be kind of prime targets for a rerun. But they showed us so much. Well, the bonus is a bit far away of that. So if anything, that people would maybe have to pull for bonus so they can have with Jane or something. But I guess maybe they don't put them all together with the... Maybe the whole thing that the banners are always back to back isn't actually as big of a thing. They're not as meticulously planned as some people may have as in their sort of schemes or something. I mean, Bernice is a great pull. She's pretty hot.
More stage buffs.
By completing the specified stage during the event, proxies can claim the all-new A-rank agent, Polkra, as well as the hamster cage pass and other limited time rewards like polychromes.
In the new version, an uninvited visitor will arrive at the video store.
That
definitely intended.
That's right. A little bamboo called Quixie appears outside the video store wanting to smash his windows after reading way too many web novels and believes he's a wandering knight of justice. And proxies, having stopped it from his heroic smashing, is...
Oh, so they're going the Don Quixote sort of... this kind of the bamboo version of Don Quixote?
an innocent farmer bewitched by evil magic. It claims it wanted to smash the glass to save Proxies from the evil magic castle.
I've already thought of a good title. Encounter with the Delusional Bamboo, a futile and doomed battle.
It's not entirely doomed. To protect your windows, Proxies can participate in the event Little Knight's Big Charge and help this little knight complete 10 great trials, allowing him to marry the beautiful princess.
During the event, Quixie will take on a new trial every day, and as its squire,
Oh no, it's sitting on the ass statue.
Proxies must lend a hand when
They're kind of hesitant to go to the right because then you have the right zoom on the ass.
needed. Whether it's giving our knight encouragement, or photographing its heroics, or even helping defeat enemies blocking the way. Upon completing
They so hesitate. They kind of put it a bit to the right, but not too much, because it would look so ridiculous in this promotional materials if they show the ass of the statue, because the statue straight up shows the ass. They were so not good. They were so hesitant there or something, because they did like small stutter step or something at the camera because they were worried of going too far. They probably have made already a video part before that they had to delete because they showed literally the ass of the statue or something like that. That's what this looked like.
trials, Proxies can obtain a new collectible and other rewards like polychromes.
Actually, I'm also a legendary spy reincarnated, once living a life of espionage and danger.
How about you touch some grass first? Plus, reincarnation novels are so last decade.
Back on track. In the new version, an old
Corin.
friend will also come seeking help from
That's Pokra.
Corin.
Corin.
Yep, that's right. One of her clients claimed to have seen a ghost in the newest HIA VR event, a phantom that doesn't appear in the records. However, she is a bit too scared to confirm it herself, so she's here to ask Proxies to come with.
During the event, head to the HIA Club and participate in Virtual World Battlestorm to experience themed battles each day. There are 2 difficulties to choose from.
We gotta
Team
protect
stages will have
Corin.
special combat buffs, so choose the right agents to best take advantage of them.
In addition, this event will also have special offensive stages. In these stages, you have to use specific agents to challenge different bosses. It'll be more challenging. But don't worry, the HIA will provide powerful tactics to help you succeed.
After completing stages, Proxies can obtain a tuning calibrator, polychromes, and other rewards. But I'm still really worried about that VR ghost.
Pretty standard combat event, trial characters, the usual stuff.
Stop scaring yourself! No matter what happens, Corin will be there to protect Proxies.
That's true. Apart from Corin, another familiar face also needs help from Proxies. In version 1.6, Proxies will encounter Miss Pokra running errands on 6th Street. Though officially, she's now part of the Sons of Caledon, she has to do well during her probation to truly be accepted.
Probation? Even mercenaries have to go through that?
So, as the kindest soul on 6th Street, what do you say about lending her a hand, Proxies? Participate in the Delivery Cat Woes event and help Pokra complete the errands for...
Man, she's been hired by a cat and a bamboo and to be a delivery person or something.
the Sons of Caledon. You get polychromes and other rewards from it.
I wonder what Pokra, with her profits first attitude, will gain from being a part of the Sons of Caledon family. Let's stay tuned.
Now, back to combat. In version 1.6, there will be a new update to routine.
Let's look at these things. Oh, there they look interesting. This first thing is for more like this. Wait, anomaly mastery on a 2 set is something new. In squad using EX special, the equipper anomaly proficiency increases by 45. If the character using EX special is equipper, the equipper's ether damage is increased. That's kind of also saying Vivian is ether as well. Because if and off feed, this whole thing, could you even use that on Astral? If the character using EX special is not the equipper, that means because when any squad member, so anyone uses an EX, you use that, say an EX special with Miyabi, and you have Vivian in the team, then Vivian would get 45 normally, but and also 25% increased ether damage. So an on-feed ether character could not use it as well because they couldn't trigger that unless you. Actually, you could even use it, but I don't think the anomaly proficiency is too big, and the anomaly mastery is not too big either. Funny enough, the second part of this is actually usable by Shurian because Shurian's rotation is so quick that you could use an EX finisher on some other character, on some support, quick swapper in, and then you get the 8-second damage window to get the ether damage out, but the anomaly proficiency and the anomaly mastery are worthless stats for her. So this definitely screams that she's ether anomaly off feeder, which does have some synergy with Astral in at least when it comes to building up. You can build Astra for. So the first anomaly, the first proper real anomaly DPS. And the other thing is aftershock and dash attack. So that the first thing is kind of just for Unbi, right? Or would Polkra even still use that too potentially if you. Does she do the damage? The 12% crit rate and 12% attack that you gain for free stack, that's dash attack is when he collects his balls, right? Actually, Ellen does dash attacks too. Like the whole scissor thing is a dash attack, but the eyesight already gives some good benefits for that. I feel like you're not stacking it fast enough necessarily. Like on the first you get 4% attack, 4% crit rate. The second time you collect balls, and the third time it typically only 2 times within each cycle problem that you collect the balls. I don't see the set beating out the crit set. This looks like it's probably gonna be for Vivian. And it's somewhat kind of ether confirmation based. The set is somewhat ether confirmation in my eyes. She obviously has the colors of an ether character with a purplish hair and none of the current characters really seem to be too much in. Fair enough, if this didn't say ether damage, if it said 25% attack instead, I'll be like, oh, new burner set. The new burner set just because this could have. This is so universal for off feeder almost minus the ether damage. Too bad, I guess. And Burners has her own off feed set. So we gotta farm this place. Oh, well, I gotta farm this place. You're kind of safe from getting too many random unbi pieces. Maybe the set can be good for Polkra or something. Although I feel like Polkra is probably gonna go for the stun set, but it says aftershock. So the aftershock is like the off feed attacks that they do. So Polkra might be able to use this. So then I have a purpose for the set. And you're not going for the regular stunner set, but they're more like a damage type stunner from off feed. we see. I will probably have to go on there and farm it, despite the set maybe being useless, because for DPS you need a ton more pieces. You can't just well, I could try to craft, but I probably will also have to actually farm this one. I guess ephod chips are on the menu, although I still have a ton of ephod chips because I didn't level anything but for Astra Yao, but Ultimate and EX Special, because nothing of them was really needed.
Cleanup, where proxies will be able to obtain the new drive discs, Shadow Harmony and Phaethon's Melody.
Proxies can also head to Expert Challenge to fight the new enemy, Lumberjack. Careful of...
Oh no, it's Mr. Streetlight. So this guy, we have another lightning weakness, yet another lightning weakness boss. Obviously, would make sense because all lightning current. Ice resistance. So I feel like we're getting ice resistance stuff. Now we're getting like the anti Miyabi package of sorts. Everything will have ice resistance to make Miyabi feel worse or something. Whereas before they had like all the Miyabi checks, now it's the anti-Miyabi checks of sorts. Or the Miyabi is so broken that she probably can clear this boss faster than anyone despite the resistance.
His massive saw, that thing's no joke.
In addition, Shiyu Defense, Critical Node and Deadly Assault will continue to rotate updates in version 1.6. Don't forget to take them on, proxies.
Our familiar double drops events are also back in 1.6, with increased drops for both combat simulation and routine cleanup. Go and get the mats you need, proxies!
That's the event all wrapped up. Let's check out our version optimizations.
First, an update to Expert Challenge. After the update, Expert Challenge will, in accordance with the materials required by the S-Rank...
Hold up. Look at that. 10? Oh, wait, never mind. It's still the same cost. Although it's called Burnout Mode. Funny enough, because you probably get Burnout Syndrome from fighting all these. Because you know that before that you had 5 drops, but down there it's kind of covered a bit. It shows 80. So the cost is still the same, so you're not actually... But you can get double the claim. It's something they have in Wuthering Waves as well that made farming a lot easier, because fighting these shits for like... Because 30 you need for the final level, so you had to fight... Now you fight 3 times, but before you had to fight 6 times for that, and it's like... fucking gotta keep on fighting the same guy 20 million times. I think it's actually better to have less of these fights needed, because it's not that fun fighting it 20 times in a row. Just getting the double rate, that's a good change.
Agent of the current exclusive channel periodically activate a burnout mode for the corresponding stage. Under this mode, spend double battery charge to gain double drops.
This mode should help proxies increase efficiency when farming for agent materials.
Now...
Wait, what do you mean periodically activate though? Hold up. Is it gonna be like something like the weekly system in Genshin? Oh, on that day you can get a double claim on that. I feel like that might be kind of something.
Let's check optimizations related to upgrading agents. Version 1.6 will welcome updates to the W engine and drive disk interfaces. Now, when you press Enhance, you can see the model for the W engine or drive disk on the left. Even
Huh? What is the change?
when fully upgraded, you can still use Enhance to check the model.
In addition, in the new version, when agents...
What do you mean check the model, and was it that you didn't see the thing? I don't actually know what's even what even was the change there. I mean, I never had a signature W engine.
W engines or Bangbu reach each milestone of 10 levels, the upgrade interface will no longer automatically close. Proxies can continue promoting, modifying, or optimizing. It'll only close when the upgrade target has reached the maximum level for the current Internet reputation.
That's right. Speaking of upgrades, there are upgrades to the special training plan system too. In the new version, once proxies have set a training goal for their agents and completed the corresponding upgrade material stage, the results page.
That looks like pretty much a set that you. New set 4-piece woodpecker. Yep, that looks pretty solid. Yeah, they're pretty broke. I actually have a ton of, well, I don't have too much, but I guess I am. The secret of getting a lot of money and never having money issues in this game is losing all 50/50s.
Will display the percentage of progress made toward the required number of materials.
I mean, the thing is, the most stuff is gonna be grinding out those stupid ass disk anyway. Like grinding out disk is ass, and rolling the subset on the disk is ass, and I'm still hoping that they at some point change that because it's really bad. And double the drop does not change that, it's still ass.
This should help proxies check their progress on their goals.
Also, there will be optimizations made to quick access of upgrade interfaces after completing stages. When you hit the return to upgrading button, it will no longer take you to the special training plan interface, but to the upgrade interface, smoothing out the kinks in the process. Outside the game, we've also prepared stories for Ambi and Pokra. They'll be here soon, so stay tuned, proxies.
As for Trigger, we'll hear more of her stories in the future, so keep an eye on our official channels.
Well, it's getting late. I need to go make preparations for the auction.
Okay, where's your invite then?
What? They didn't invite New Eridu's best intel broker? How dare! I swear I will get an invite. Anyway, thank you for watching the Zenless Zone Zero version 1.
And there we go. The story looks more interesting than the characters themselves. I mean, I don't have anything against it. They're alright. I'm not going crazy, they're alright. Porkra's cool. Ambi's alright. Trigger's alright. But I feel like I'm not gonna. I don't really care enough about. If anything, the prospect of getting an E for DPS with Vivian is kind of already. As well as I guess the waifu aspect of her makes it even more. If anything, it did the existence of the set. I'm gonna be pre-farming that set the whole version and get like the best Vivian set ever, because she's probably gonna be anomaly based around that stuff. So I'm already know attack percentage, anomaly, and we go anomaly proficiency, anomaly mastery. She probably loves anomaly mastery because the 2 set has it too. And I guess I will have to try and get maybe another good set of the anomaly proficiency 2-piece or something. Damn, and I thought I was just done with that set after getting a good one for Jane. Oh well, I guess back to the mines. Anomaly characterless. Anomaly means always that it's gonna be good. That also means, hold up, if she's off field, how would I play her? Oof, I guess we're somewhat hitting a predicament there. I only have Jane. I need another anomaly character. Then, unfortunately, I'm Miyabi-less, so I can't go. I guess maybe it's time for Piper. Maybe it's time for Piper. We need another on-field anomaly. Piper Burness and Jane Vivian. Although maybe I'm splitting up unfairly there. Maybe I should leave Jane with Burnus because Vivian is probably stronger than Burnus. Maybe. And it's kind of like to keep the spread somewhat even. But and also Vivian with Astra Yao, because he stack more normally as well with 2 characters on. Obviously will lower the amount of damage, but this order is always insane and it takes a... But I love Vivian. I love her design. She's gonna be great. And I'm looking forward to the story. The story is kind of the big deal in this one. And I definitely can use having like the skip patch to get some gems for once. So then finally somewhat healthy on pulse. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Vlad and Lycon reunion. That's gonna be a big moment. They better make it some insane animated fight. Because we've been teased on that on so many occasions. Like obviously the Lycon story teased the whole thing, the whole with like multiple mentions of Mockingbird, his backstory and all that. Then we had during the Bangbu event and all that another. Like that's been teased in that for such a long time that they would finally meet and get confronted again after such a long time. And they better make it a cool fight. They better not ruin it. If anything, I thought that it was kind of weird, like how would Vlad relate to the Obo Squad, but it just doesn't. Like Anbi and Trigger are just they come out as characters, they have their own personal story, and they don't affect the main story at all. That's the way it's gonna be. And the big thing is gonna be the side story that's relevant to Mockingbird, and where we get introduced to characters, so that probably after that, in the next patch we get them as playable and we already know them or something, or that everyone already knows them from the story, so they're not coming out of nowhere. Unlike technically, that Trigger didn't even come out of nowhere. We had Trigger in the Soldier 11 quest, even though it was not voiced and just text and we didn't even see the character. But other than that, I think the Hollow Zero looked pretty. Many, I guess, because Jane gets a buff, and I like playing Jane and all that. Events look pretty solid. I think it's gonna be a solid version. And having a skip version is kind of nice for all the future funds. We get all the Vivian funds ready. Thanks, MiHoYo, for allowing us to save some polls for once. Oh well, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.